At least Ferrari had an excuse. They hired the wrong designer. But Mercedes, they have no one else to blame but themselves. I was an exterior designer for Mercedes for 7 years, and I was responsible for the design of the Maybach 6 concept, plus many other projects. I think I have an insider perspective of what is really going on in the Mercedes design department, and I want to share that with you. Gorden Wagener became the chief designer of Mercedes in 2008, replacing Peter Pfeiffer. Until 2008, Mercedes design was going downhill, and even all the designers in the California Mercedes studio was driving a BMW. But from 2009, Gorden came up with a new design philosophy called the sensual purity. F800 concept was the start of the sensual purity philosophy, and with the new C-Class, E-Class, S-Class, AMG GT, Mercedes design was at its peak. They were dominating the luxury brand for a while, but what goes up goes down. It's the arrogance. Innovation was gone, and Gorden Wagener was sticking to that sensual purity philosophy for more than a decade, and all the creativity was gone. And what happened was designers were fearful of doing something new because Gorden was going to shut it down anyways. And in that era, you could see with a lot of blobby design, for example, the EQG concept, Project Maybach concept, Vision AMG concept, and the Vision Avatar, and so on and on. All the creativity was shut down. And that's when I left Mercedes after the Maybach 6 in 2016. Then I heard a lot of insider news from my ex-colleagues that the design team was getting a lot of pressure from the board to create something new. But to keep the sensual purity, they could only change the front and the rear. So what's really wrong with this car? I mean, it's easy to say, oh, it looks ugly, but let's break it down. I think the three major points are the graphics and the lines and the stance. Okay, let's start with the side view first. I mean, the proportion of this car is actually really good. If you look at the silhouette, it's very dynamic and everything is low, sitting well on the ground. But what really hurts on this car is the graphics. First of all, the headlamps are very tall. It's sitting high on the car. Also, the grille is humongous. Side intakes are stretched so far. So if you just look at just the front of the car, it looks like a small car. It doesn't look like a big car. So what would I do as a designer's perspective to enhance this a little bit? I would stretch the lamps more horizontal and then give it way more aggressive feeling to the lamp. And then I will make the side intakes way more dominant, not so slanted, and give the side intake much bigger presence. Make the grille a little bit smaller because it's too much of an angry face. I would get rid of this black line going all the way across the hood. Now, just by doing this, you can immediately see that the car is looking a little more aggressive like it should. Also, I will lower the hood line a little bit to not make it too bulby, but make it more athletic stance. And doing all of that, you get this kind of a proportion rather than a stubby front. And I think that was really bothering me in a way. What I did here was actually lower the lamp, get rid of this black going all the way across the car, make the intakes more dominant, and make the grills a little bit higher. One thing I gotta explain here is a lot of people are asking, why is there a black horizontal line going all the way connecting the lamps? It's actually the strategy of Mercedes where all the combustion engines are not connected in the center, but all the electric cars, the DRL connects all the way towards the center. So they had to squeeze this in because this is an EV. Now, let's talk about the most controversial part of this car. The rear. When I first saw this, I was like trying to understand if this is real or if it's a joke, but it wasn't, it's real. And many of you are wondering where this came from. This rear actually came from the IAA concept in 2015. I was in Mercedes back then when I saw the whole development of this concept car. The rear actually goes backwards, giving it a lot of efficiency in CD, but it was very controversial, but at the same time, it was very new. The reason why this could be new because the whole back end looks like an airplane engine. It was all black. I mean, whether you like it or not, it had some kind of purity in the concept. But on the production, it's half black. So it's like, it's not even radical, but it's not even pretty looking. It's like right in between. And this is the worst case scenario for designers when they try to interpretate a concept car into a production car. Because first of all, they had to put a license plate in there. And second of all, the trunk opens this way. And if you put excessive black on here, it's gonna look really cheap. So I can totally understand why they had to go in the middle, not disrupting the whole trunk, but having half and half. As I explained in the Ferrari Luce previous YouTube, the top part is heavier than the bottom part. Number one is way more dominant than number two. And that is fundamentally wrong. It gives a wrong impression of a car having a stance this way, which a stance should always go more triangular shape, meaning it has to go this way. I would take the top part and shade it body color. And then what I would do is I would take the bottom part and make it way more slimmer on the top. And I will take the black and make the bottom way more dominant. You can immediately tell with just these simple graphics, you can lighten up the car so much. So much to an extent where it suddenly looks like a sports car. Obviously, I haven't spent like days of working on a new theme, but what I'm trying to explain here is the fundamental aspects of car design, which makes the car more sportier and the car have more stance. This change in graphics on the rear does not only make it better or sportier from the rear, but it actually changes the silhouette a lot. Immediately gives a car a more sportier silhouette. You can tell it's the same proportion, but this one looks much more sportier. This is my 5-minute take on the Mercedes AMG GT4. I know a lot of people are hating the designers, but trust me, there are so many talented designers in Mercedes, and they were just following the direction that Gorden Wagener had at his era. Good news is that he resigned this year. We have a new chief of design in Mercedes, but because the production cycle of a car is around 4 to 5 years in Mercedes, you will still be seeing a lot of rear cars coming out from Gordon's era this year, next year, hopefully not the following year. So stay tuned for more of these design breakdowns and let us know what you want to see next, and we will be glad to share our thoughts about design and car industry. Make sure you subscribe and hit that push notification.